مساء الخير والسعادة عليكم مشاهدين برنامج الرفه، ومع بداية العد التنازلي لقرب نهاية موسم سباقات السرعة للخيل. حلقة اليوم بنغطي فيها السباق الثاني والعشرين من سباقات موسم 2023-2024. أمسية بنشهد فيها آخر سباقات بطولة البحرين الدولية، وهم سباق كأس رؤية البحرين 2030 برعاية بيون، وكأس الصخير برعاية شركة ألمنيوم البحرين ألبا. أمسية تحمل مشاهد الإثارة بكل تأكيد، كون الأمسية برعاية وتشريف من سمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد آل خليفة وأنجاله الكرام. ومثل ما عودناكم بنغطي ثلاثة من أهم الأشواط واللي الكل يترقبها في هالأمسية، وهم آخر سباقات بطولة البحرين الدولية، الشوط الثالث والشوط الرابع، بالإضافة إلى الشوط الرئيسي كأس سمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة للجياد المستوردة.
التحدي كان انه هل كان في حصان يسوي الترفل كراون؟ فهذا التحدي احنا قبلناه. ما شاء الله عليه، هو ينتظر في كاس الملك منافسة أكبر.
الشوط الثالث أول شوط من بطولة البحرين الدولية لهالأمسية، وهو كأس رؤية البحرين 2030، سباق هانديكاب 80 إلى 100 زائد 2 لعمر 3 سنوات وأكثر للجياد المستوردة على مسافة 2000 متر. يعتبر هالسباق هو الأخير لجياد المسافات المتوسطة. 13 جواد يتنافسون للفوز بكأس رؤية البحرين 2030، والجميع يسعى للفوز بهالشوط اللي يعتبر الفرصة الأخيرة لهالأسماء. فالجياد المشاركة جميعها ما تمكنت من الفوز بأحد أشواط بطولة البحرين الدولية بهالموسم. 7 جياد تمثل مملكة البحرين بمواجهة 6 جياد تمثل الخارج، وأبرز أسماء الجياد البحرينية هما الجواد بيرغلر ملك العاديات ريسينج، والحاصل على المركز الثالث في المشاركة الأخيرة بسباق بطولة البحرين الدولية كأس أنكرمان، والجواد الثاني ميرلينز بيرد ملك المحمدية ريسينج، الحاصل على المركز الثاني في هالسباق بالموسم الماضي. أما أبرز جياد الخارج هم بارلاندو اللي يشرف عليه المضمر إيان ويليامز، والجواد اللي جميع مشاركاته كانت إيجابية في سباق بطولة البحرين الدولية، وأيضاً المميز الجواد بوكس تو بوكس اللي يشرف عليه المضمر هيوغو بالمر. سباق من الواضح التكتيك فيه راح يكون كبير من جميع المضمرين المشاركين، كون المسافة 2000 متر، والانتظار بتمركز صحيح هو العامل الأساسي في الشوط. فمن يكون بطل كأس رؤية البحرين 2030؟ خلونا نشهد معاكم واحد من أقوى سباقات بطولة البحرين الدولية.
I want to ask you about Burglar, who will be participating in the next race. Burglar has showed a very strong performance last time and had a very strong dash, and everyone was just super happy with his performance in the last race. And he's considered one of the strongest horses that will be participating today. He almost had the Turf Series win last time. but maybe that missing furlong can help him today.
Well, I think also the horse is settling in still. You know, he's still acclimatizing, and he hasn't been here that long. So some horses it just takes a little bit of time. But he's strengthening up, and you know, he's come out the last race really well, giving him a bit of confidence, I think. So we're hoping for much the same today. Let's hope we can get one or two places closer.
Hopefully. I know that the horse wants a tough ride, and last time jockey was Tom Markland was on board, and today Davis is on board as well. He also is going to give him a tough ride.
Yeah,
Positive factor,
Harry's
isn't
a good jockey. Harry's a very good jockey. I like Harry. He was here last season with us for a little while. He's a good lad, and I'm sure he'll do a good job for us.
I wanted to ask about the plan. Is he going to be waiting a bit later like he did last time?
We'll just see how the pace is, and we'll leave it to Tom to Harry to sort out. You know, I'm in the stands. I can't adjust things there. So we'll just have a talk before, and then he'll ride according to the pace.
But do you agree with me that he had a very strong dash, even stronger than the two horses?
He had a good turn at foot.
Yes.
Yeah, but there was a strong pace last time.
There was a strong pace.
So that's what I say. We just have to see what the pace is today.
But
if there's no pace, you want to be a little bit closer. You know.
But that extra furlong can be a very positive factor today.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah. Let's
Good luck. Hugo, I want to ask you about box to box. I mean, the last race was a bit shocker for everyone.
Yeah, we were disappointed with him last time, but it was five weeks between races, and I think he probably just done a little bit too well. It's obviously it's a wonderful training facility out here, but compared to what we have in England where we're training on a hill, I think maybe we got caught out just training on the flat, and he was just a little bit big and a little bit heavy going to the race, and just we found maybe just 1,800 metres just fractionally sharp for him. So back at his preferred 2,000 metres today with that run under his belt, we're obviously hoping for a lot better.
Also, I wanted to ask what might have changed that would help him today regain his level.
Well, as I say, I think he'll strip a bit fitter for having had that run 2 weeks ago. I sadly wasn't here 2 weeks ago, but I believe it was very, very windy and the ground was very fast. I think the ground might have been a little bit quick for him last week, and I think it's probably slightly kinder ground today, so I hope that will be to his advantage as well.
Do you expect him today to perform the way he performed in the first two races?
You never expect anything in horse racing, but we hope very much.
George, I want to ask you about Simply Sondheim. I see 3 participations. For me, I see them very positive participations, but there is a missing factor for a win. What do you think that missing factor is for Simply Sondheim?
I think possibly this quick ground might not just play to his strengths, you know. Pat Cosgrove thought he was going to win the other day when he came swinging off the home bend and he was going through horses on the bridle. He was really happy. He couldn't believe he didn't win. But I think, you know, this ground is quite quick, the wind and everything. He's a very good horse, but perhaps he's a very good horse who will really play to his strengths in back home on good ground, or maybe just on the easy side of good. So look, I hope he runs a huge race here today. I do have the ground at the back of my mind for sure.
What are you expecting from him today?
I think he'll travel nicely through the race. He travelled very well last time. And obviously the last furlong will be key. If he does let himself down, then he's got a great chance. If he's a little bit like a cat on a hot tin roof and thinks the ground is a bit quick for him, then we're probably going to struggle. But whatever happens today, he's a lovely horse going forward.
بسأل عن ميرلينز بيرد وبسأل عن جولمارك. يعني 3 من أقوى الجياد المشاركة في هالشوط، ولكن من تتوقع فرصته أقوى فيهم؟
هالمرة يعني احنا نحس الفرصة أحسن حق جولمارك. يعني الحصان زين، هذه مسافته، وأحس هذه الريس يعني عنده good chance حق هالشوط، وعندنا بعد خيل زينة، وإن شاء الله خير.
إن شاء الله. يعني يمكن استغربت إن ميرلينز بيرد جاي مركز ثاني على نفس الريس الموسم اللي فات، فيمكن توقعت ان نيل كالن بيكون مع ميرلينز بيرد، وبعدين شفته مع جولمارك، فعشان شي حبيت اساله تشوف ليش نيل كالن مع جولمارك، وحين انت قلت لي انه هو عنده تشانس اقوى، بس ما تحس انه يمكن ميرلينز بيرد يعني ممكن يكون له كلمه اقوى يعني في هالشوط؟
هو كل خيلنا يعني لهم تشانس، يعني كل الخيل زينه، بس هو هذه قرارات الجوكي يعني بس احنا نحس يعني حق كل حصان عنده فرصة من ميرلينز بيرد وجولمارك يعني زينين حق هالمسافة، بس احس ميرلينز بيرد يحب الابعد وجولمارك احس زين حق هالمسافة.
شلون تقرا الشوط والمنافسة اليوم في ظل هذه السباق؟
والله في وايد يعني منافسة حق هالشوط، وايد خيل زينة ويعني وهانديكاب يعني فعادي اي حصان يفوز وفي بكل سهولة تكون في مفاجأة بعد.
Stand by for a start, 2,000 metres in front of them, and they're racing. With Goumet jumping well, Mokhtasar box to box has got a nice position early on. Box to box is just in behind them in the catbird seat, being followed by Duke de Kent as they head now towards the final 800. Gulmarg, Sovereign Spirit illuminated a further back, followed by Simply Sondheim, Parlando, then comes Goumet, Classical Wave, and Burglar to the inside. Homeward bound inside the 600 metre marker, and it's Merlin's Beard the leader from Mokhtasar giving chase, then Grainia box to box is trying to open up now and is making ground on the leaders. Sovereign Spirit's also trying to come with a run. Illuminate is to the inside running rail, heading down towards the last 300. Here's box to box on the wide outside. Over on the far running rail, Merlin's Beard, Sovereign Spirit. Parlando's coming home really well, and Burglar's wandering around a little bit. It is box to box and Parlando, two big players in the Turf Series, and it's Parlando who's coming through to take it. Parlando the winner. Close second, box to box and Burglar, then Sovereign Spirit and Mokhtasar clear of Illuminated, and best of the rest was Merlin's Beard. So it is Parlando.
Listen, it was a brilliant performance. He's performed for us all the way. He's never really been out the prize money, and listen, for him to get that win is what we've asked for, is what we've came here for. So we can't be angry with it. So we're delighted.
And the presence of professional jockey, of course, Gerald Mousset, how much did it help this horse get this win?
Listen, he's ridden the horse before. He knows what he's doing, and he's a great jockey. So he's given it a good ride there, and we can't argue with his ride at all. And listen, he's got the horse over the line first, so happy days.
What do you think changed today that gave Parlando that confidence to win?
It's tough to say. I mean, from the first races, we had Love Jorah, Lucander in the race, and now we don't. So maybe it was the class, but I think him coming to the climate better and having longer hair, he's got used to it, and he clearly enjoys it. So he'll be back again.
برلاندو بقيادة الفارس الخبير جيرالد موسيه يختتم مشواره في المضمار البحريني بانتصار مستحق بعد سلسلة من النتائج الإيجابية ليتوج المضمر إيان ويليامز والملاك مستر سبنسر كومز اند بارتنر بكأس رؤية البحرين 2030 بعد ما اندفع بقوة في آخر الأمتار ليتخطى جميع المنافسين بفارق طول عن الجواد بوكس تو بوكس اللي قدم سباق قوي بتحقيقه المركز الثاني بقيادة الفارس جيسون هارت. أما المركز الثالث كان من نصيب ممثل مملكة البحرين الجواد بيرغلر ملك العاديات ريسينج اللي كرر نفس السيناريو من السباق الأخير باندفاعه متأخرة في آخر الأمتار. بصراحة برلاندو من الجياد اللي كانت تستحق إنهاء مشاركتها بسباقات بطولة البحرين الدولية بانتصار، ومن انتصار برلاندو المستحق إلى آخر سباقات بطولة البحرين الدولية. الشوط الرابع كأس صخير على مسافة 1000 متر مستقيم، 17 جواد يتنافسون للفوز بسباق السرعة، فمن يختتم سلسلة بطولة البحرين الدولية. هل بنشهد فايز جديد يكتب اسمه من أبطال سباقات البحرين الدولية، أم أن الجياد المميزة واللي سبق لها الفوز بسباق من بطولة البحرين الدولية يكررون الانتصار؟ أمثال الجياد بريزن بولت ورومان دراجون. خلونا نشهد آخر سباقات بطولة البحرين الدولية في شوط لا يحتمل الأخطاء، فالسرعة متوقعة بشكل كبير في ظل تواجد كوكبة من الأسماء السريعة، 7 من أقوى الجياد اللي تمثل الدول الأوروبية أمام 10 من الجياد البحرينية. فلمن يكون آخر أشواط بطولة البحرين الدولية إلى السباق الختامي.
Roman Dragon, who performed amazingly last time in his race in the Turf Series and had a very strong win.
Yeah, he surprised us a little bit last time. We normally thought all his best performances previously have been on turning track, so we weren't sure that the straight track would suit him, and he ran pretty poorly the first 2 races and then bounced back to form, so it was a lovely surprise. Hopefully he can repeat the trick today, but he's carrying a lot more weight and different conditions today. There's a strong wind behind him today, whereas it was into him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was going to ask you also, there is a furlong less this time. He was running on the 6 furlong last time and he's running on the 5 furlong today. Would that be a factor that would not be in his favor, or would he be able to perform the same performance he did last time on the 5 furlong?
I think it will be a disadvantage. I mean, all his wins in the past have been over 6 furlongs back at home, so I think 5 furlongs will be quite quick for him. And then when you consider the change in wind, this is going to be a fast 5 furlongs with the wind in behind them as well. So I think conditions might not be as good today as they were last time, but hey, he surprised us once, he might surprise us again.
Yeah, and today on board is Kieran Schumark. How do you think that would help the horse today?
Yeah, he's a very experienced jockey, a good jockey. So we know him well from, of course, back in the UK, so hopefully he gives him a nice ride. He got given a lovely ride last time, so hopefully he gets given a good ride today.
Hopefully, and we look forward to having the same exact excitement that we got last time. Good luck. Sean Brazen Bolt has been performing really well, and I know that today he's carrying a bit more weight.
Yes.
But he's going on the 5 furlong, which is the exact same distance that he won on, and he likes to be in the front. So I wanted to ask about what are his chances today, and what is the plan for him today?
As you say, he's a horse who likes to roll forward, and he can often make the running. Last time out, when he ran so well to finish second, he made the running. There was actually a headwind that day. It was quite difficult. Today it looks as if the tailwind is helping them, so I would hope that could be beneficial.
But last time it was a 6 furlong race and he was beaten by Roman Dragon, who was again in this race, and probably Roman Dragon had that last furlong that helped him win. Today it's a 5 furlong, so what are his chances today?
Yeah, we're hopeful. As you rightly say, he's up in the weights again, carrying top weight, so life won't be easy. But he's really thrived since coming to Bahrain, which is so important. The horses acclimatise well, so fingers crossed.
I see the Bahraini jockey Ibrahim Nader is back on board with Brazen Bolt. Can you tell us about the confidence that gave you this confidence to put back Ibrahim Nader on board?
Yeah, he rode him at the first meeting actually. When he finished 4th, he got on well with him, and then unfortunately he got an injury, and so Alberto Sana got on board and he won on him. He did a very good job, but Alberto is riding today in Qatar, and Ibrahim was available, so we were happy to put him up.
All right. How about the wind? Do you think the wind today would be a bit of a disadvantage, or do you think that it would help them go through?
I think it will probably help those horses towards the front of the race, help those horses on the speed more than the hold-up horses.
So we'd say that we're going to see Brazen Bolt running in the front today?
I would imagine he'll go forward. That's the way he likes to go.
سيد اليوم عندنا مشاركات من مملكة البحرين مختلفة في كاس الصخير، يعني عندنا بفر زون، عندنا نومادك امباير، رابل الدون، انستنكتيف موف، ريدمشن تايم. شلون تشوف فرصتهم في هالشوط؟
هو سباق راح يكون قوي، يمكن الانظار كلها ناحيه جياد الخارج اللي هم بريزن بولت، عندنا ايضا جيم جانجل، عندنا ثندر مور. هاي الاسماء اللي بصراحه ايضا رومان دراجون فاز باخر مشاركه. هاي الاسماء يعني بينت قاعد تقدم سباقات الصراحه بهاي الموسم عندنا بشكل ليفل يعني متطور عن السابق، المشاركات اللي كانت موجوده للجياد. اشوف ان جيادنا اليوم البحرينيه تمتلك في هاي الشوط فرصه. ريدمشن تايم يمكن اخطر الاسماء اليوم يكون 54 كيلوغرام وزن تحت هاري ديفيز، بالاضافه الى انه جاي ثالث في اخر مشاركه خلف رومان دراجون، بالاضافه الى اللي هو بريزن بولت. فاليوم يمكن هو اللي يكون اخطر اسماء الجياد البحرينيه هاي الجواد. جياد العريات ريبل اداهم اسم خطير، اذا يعود لمستواه راح يكون من اصعب الاسماء في هاي الشوط. انستكتيف موف يبحث عن المستوى الحقيقي، يمكن بهاي الموسم متراجع نوعا ما، ولكن يمتلك الابيلتي انه يكون من الاسماء الخطيره. نوماديك امباير ما ننسى انتصاره، يمكن صدق كان على 6 4 نكست ريت واليوم على الفايف، ولكن يمتلك هاي الجواد المستوى انه ينافس. بافر زون هاي الاسم اللي يمكن ما نستبعده صح. على الرغم من غيابه وعلى الرغم بس اخر مشاركه مركز ثالث. الجياد البحرينيه راح تكون خطيره، ولكن الافضليه يمكن للجياد الخارجه ان هي ثابته المستوى.
And they're off. And off to a pretty good start where JM Jungle and Get It. Thundermore is showing up brightly with Swift Asset down the far side. Down the centre is Brazen Bolt ahead of Squealer. They're being followed by Edward Cornelius. Invagles towards the near side with Rebel at Dawn, Dark Blue Cat. Redemption Time is hunting them up, being followed by Instinctive Move, Buffer Zone. Further back to Nomadic Empire. Ektiar is right at the back. Anthem National is outpaced as well over on the far side. Heading down towards the last 400. It is Thundermore, Get It and JM Jungle, being followed by Brazen Bolt, Swift Asset. Squealer is just off them. Further back to Edward Cornelius, and the far side at the moment appear to be dominating. 200 to go. It is JM Jungle far side from Thundermore, Swift Asset, then Brazen Bolt. Roman Dragons trying to run on the far side, but it is JM Jungle in front. What a great winter the Quins have had here in Bahrain. JM Jungle the winner, Thundermore and Roman Dragon fight for places, and Get It was next. So it is JM Jungle who goes on to win, has defied the draw,
Sean, congratulations. I mean, I asked you about Brazen Bolt because Brazen Bolt had a very steady level and wasn't in the form, wasn't actually his form ever since he came to Bahrain. And we had an eye on JM Jungle ever since he started participating this season, and we know that he has a stronger level than even Brazen Bolt, but we were waiting to see that level. And today we saw that great win that JM Jungle came in with. But can you tell us a little bit about the race for JM Jungle and what happened with Brazen Bolt as well?
Yes, it worked quite smoothly for JM Jungle. They went very quickly. He was able to travel just behind the pace. That suits him, and Jason was always very comfortable on him, and it was quite a straightforward win really in the end.
Mm-hmm. And I think the wind helped him.
I think you're right. As we discussed beforehand, those horses that were able to be near the speed, it certainly favoured them. They didn't come from too far behind, so that certainly was no negative.
Mm-hmm. How about Brazen Bolt in this race?
He ran very well. The main action happened over on the far side. He was drawn up the middle, and of course he's gone up the handicap this winter for having such a good winter, and maybe the handicapper has caught up with him.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you so much again.
Yeah, well, he's obviously in the UK. He's been well suited to sort of sharp tracks, and it's a nice flat track. But the wind behind us today was bang up his street. I think he's the type of horse that the boss and Sean are obviously going to just get to keep progressing that bit year by year. Obviously, he was a winner at 2, 3, and 4. So he's gone the right way, and hopefully can bring that form back to the UK.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the most factor that's helped him today win?
The wind up his arse, to be honest. But I thought the ground was very loose on top. When he won at Goodwood, it wasn't similar, but it was very loose, but soft loose that day. That loose ground seems to suit him. It doesn't suit every horse, but seems to suit him.
JM Jungle, Mulk MPS Racing Ltd and the Ayrshire Tradesmen يختتم مشواره بانتصار قوي بعد ما تمكن من استعادة مستواه الحقيقي ليهدي المضمر شون كوين كأس الصخير بأداء قوي ليثبت للجميع مدى قوته. احتاج هالجواد فترة من الوقت ليتأقلم ويعود للمستوى الحقيقي، فاحتاج فقط 3 سباقات ليتوج كبطل لواحد من سباقات بطولة البحرين الدولية. وتمكن الجواد ثاندر مور ملك مسز ماريا جيل من تحقيق المركز الثاني بعد ما عاد هو الآخر لمستواه الطبيعي. وأما بطل كأس حوار الجواد رومان دراغون ملك الأسطورة مايكل أوين فتمكن من تحقيق المركز الثالث بأداء جميل وباندفاع من الداخل، وكان من الواضح بأنه يحتاج مسافة 1200 متر. بشكل عام المراكز الأربعة الأولى كانت لممثلين الدول الأوروبية اللي احتاجوا وقت للتأقلم والظهور بالمستوى الحقيقي. ومن ختامية بطولة البحرين الدولية وانتصار الجواد JM جنجل إلى الشوط الرئيسي كأس سمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة، سباق لجياد الفئة الأولى المستوردة على مسافة 2200 متر، واللي يعتبر نسخة تجريبية لكأس جلالة الملك المعظم. 7 أسماء قوية لا يستهان فيها، وأبرزها بطل كأس سمو ولي العهد رئيس مجلس الوزراء الجواد Love Jorah ملك فيكتوريوس، واللي يشرف عليه المضمر جورج سكوت، بالإضافة إلى الجواد لوكاندر ملك نايجل جونز أند بول بودن، حامل لقب هالشوط في الموسم الماضي واللي راح يدافع عن لقبه، وبمشاركة أيضاً من الجواد بانينغ فور جولد ملك المحمدية ريسينج، الجواد المتطور واللي يمتلك في رصيده انتصارين من أصل 4 مشاركات في المضمار البحريني. سباق قوي بنشهد فيه التنافس والإثارة، والفايز فيه يسجل اسمه كأحد الجياد المرشحة في كأس جلالة الملك المعظم إلى السباق الرئيسي لمعرفة بطل أقوى السباقات.
Love Jorah. I mean, everyone's looking out for Love Jorah, and everyone's looking at Love Jorah. He's very hard to compete with. What are his chances today in the race?
Yeah, no, he's been a real star since coming out here. He seems to be improving all the time. I hope you're right. I hope he is hard to beat. It looks a race where he should go very well this afternoon. Obviously, stepping up an extra furlong. It's a new ground for him, but he's trained really well. I've been looking for excuses not to run him, to save him for the King's Cup. But he's in such good form, and he's really thriving out here. So we're looking forward to seeing how he gets on.
Hopefully. I was going to ask you about that extra furlong. Do you think it would be a positive factor for Love Jorah to run that extra furlong?
I mean, it wouldn't be my choice right now, but with a 7-runner race, you know, the pace probably won't be that strong. It won't run like a flat-out mile 3, mile and a half race. So I don't think it'll be too much of a factor this time, but I think maybe in the King's Cup, mile and a half, that's definitely stepping into new ground for him. So that's slightly different, but I don't think today's going to be too much of an issue.
How about the presence of the winner of the same cup last year, Lukander, the winner of His Highness Sheikh Nasser's Cup from the previous season? Does that worry you a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think when horses are in good form at certain times of the year, you can't disregard them. You know, obviously he has beaten us as well. He's beaten us out here, but you know, we were a little unlucky. But yeah, of course you respect those types of horses. He's won the race before, but you know, I think, you know, we're really pleased with our horse, and he's training good, and I'm really looking forward to the race.
We are looking for it. I think Love Jorah has settled really well to the Bahraini course, and we hope that he continues his victories and all the way to the King's Cup.
Thank you so much. Yeah, fingers crossed. Appreciate it. Thank you.
George, I'm asking about Lukander today, defending the title that he won last season.
Obviously that was a great thrill to see him win the Sheikh Nasser Trophy last year. George's horse, Love Jorah, has been a wonderful horse through the series and through the season, and will be very hard to beat. But there is an old adage in racing: you don't run away from one horse. And so we will do our best. But you know, George's horse is a younger horse. He looks very progressive. But we're very happy with how our horse has trained into this race. And look, it's a big ask, but we're delighted to be involved, and we can run another big race. It's a bit of a cliche, but he really does owe us nothing, this horse. He's done us proud in the kingdom, and if he runs a big race, I'll be delighted. If that means he wins, fantastic, but as long as he runs a nice race.
I know Lukander is one of the few horses that gets settled really quickly, knows the Bahraini course very well, and easily settles here and gets into the form and gets his level immediately, very steady, and progresses very well.
I think that the key, actually, the first 2 furlongs, he needs to be settled early on. You don't want him to be keen, so ideally, hopefully there'll be a good pace, and then Charlie can get him to settle, and then we'll roll away from there. But yeah, the first 2 furlongs are quite crucial, because if he's too keen too early, then he doesn't have much left for the finish.
I was going to ask you about Charlie being on board today. What made you choose Charlie on board?
Charlie's a great friend of ours. He rides for us plenty. Pat Cosgrave rides for us a lot, as you know. Pat has commitments up in Meydan today in Dubai. So Charlie's flown over for 5 rides, which is great. It'd be lovely for him to have a winner. He was on the wrong one in the Kawano Danger Alert race. But look, he's a great jockey, and we're delighted to have him on board.
يمكن اليوم بقول لك بانينج اوف جولد المستوى او يعني الامتحان الحقيقي اللي بناء عليه ممكن اليوم نشوف ما هو النكست ستيب حق كاس جلالة الملك المعظم مع بانينج اوف جولد. خصوصا يعني الريتنج ماله 105، يعني هاي يعتبر من الاشواط اللي نقول التصنيف العالي والاسماء القويه اللي هو اليوم مشارك معاها. وما توقعت انه هو يوصل بسرعه لهذه التصنيف العالي، ولكن اليوم هو موجود معاهم وينافسهم بقوه. شنو المتوقع منه اليوم؟
انا تبي الصراحه ما اتوقع مستوى هالخيل، لان حصان عنده كان مستوى 81 هي في البحرين. نعم غلب سباق وسباقين، بس ما اظن هو بهالمستوى. فرفع ريت الهانديكابر ل 105، فنضطر نروح هاي الاشواط المفتوحه، ما نقدر نودي اشواط ثانيه. والاشواط يعني اظن انه وايد ارتفع ريته، فانا ما اتوقع من نعرض الحصان تمرن في البيت من احسن ما يكون، لكن مو مستوى الخيل.
مو مستوى الخيل
يعني لا، مو مستوى لوكاندر، لف جورا، يعني الخيل لها اسماء،
صحيح،
هاي نفور، يعني مو بهالمستوى.
بس اليوم هاي يعني استعداد حتى له
لازم يروح. وين توديه؟ ما له اشواط 105، انت خارج المنافسات الهانديكاب.
And they're off. Just dropping out last of all is Ray and Paws. They make the short run to the first turn with Chronic Raff along with Young Ireland. Those two front running. Isle of Jorah settling down behind those is Ray and Paw with Panning for goal to the outside. They're heading now towards the turn in. 600 to go. Top of the straight. Chronic Raff trying to see off. What a welcome. A break then of a length and a half to Young Ireland. Callum Shepherd and Isle of Jorah are coming there sweetly. Lucander's in the slipstream of Isle of Jorah. 400 metres left to go. Chronic Raff is in front. Isle of Jorah. Callum Shepherd. Oh, he's having an armchair experience aboard Isle of Jorah at the moment. Lucander's being driven along, heading down towards the last 200, and now he presses the button on Isle of Jorah, and Isle of Jorah quickly goes a few lengths clear. Panning for gold now comes through to take second place from Lucander. It is all about Isle of Jorah. 3 wins for Isle of Jorah this winter in Bahrain. A real star. Isle of Jorah beats Panning for gold Lucander, and they were followed home by Chronograph. So it is Isle of Jorah the winner, and won that ever so easily.
محمد اليوم ألف مبروك آيل اوف جورا. يعني في تاريخ السباقات الفئوية ما شفنا كذي ايزي وين، يعني يمكن هذه رسالة للمنافسين في كاس الملك ان آيل اوف جورا is ready for this course and ready to compete، سواء الفورلينج زيادة ولا كان 2000 متر.
هو ثقتنا في الحصان عالية، عرفنا ان الحصان يقدر يسوي المسافة وازيد. التحدي كان انه هل كان في حصان يقدر يسوي التريبل كراون؟ هل في حصان يفوز كاس ولي العهد ثم كاسي ثم كاس الملك او لا؟ فهذا التحدي احنا قبلناه، قلنا خلونا ندخل الحصان في كاس اللي مخصص باسمي ونشوف ان شاء الله انه يقدر يؤدي، وبعدين تجهيز حق كاس الملك. فالحمد لله اليوم اثبت الحصان، الحقيقة عرفت أن الحصان خلاص متمكن من السباق من البند، وما شاء الله عليه هو ينتظر في كأس الملك منافسة أكبر، والله يوفق إن شاء الله الجميع.
إن شاء الله يعني سلسلة من الانتصارات نقول إن شاء الله متوصلة إلى كأس جلالة الملك المعظم. ألف مبروك، تستاهلون كل خير. شكرا لك. شكرا لك.
Yeah, it was we were coming up in trip today. The pace was very honest, but again he's just become the ultimate professional. He relaxed very nicely. And he won probably, you know, he's won with a minimum of fuss really. He's won on the bridle, and hopefully we've just looked after him for that King's Cup in 3 weeks. Hopefully it won't leave a mark, and you know, he'll go there with he'll go there taking an awful lot of beating, I would imagine.
How was the pace of this race? How did you find the pace?
It was strong again. It was strong even up in trip. It was very strong again, and I think he's proved now his suitability for the 1.5-mile trip. We didn't have much doubt about that anyway, but it's another step in the right direction. He's just a super impressive horse, a magnificent horse, and nice to you know win Sheikh Nasser's race. Really delighted with him, and look forward to King's Cup and beyond.
His Highness Sheikh Nasser said he took on the challenge of winning His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Cup, and then his cup, and then coming on to His Majesty's Cup as well. But being the jockey of Love Jorah, you think that he's capable of getting the extra furlongs?
I do, absolutely. I think he showed a suitability for that. I'm very lucky to be on board, and I'm very grateful that I get to ride him, because he's a wonderful horse, and yeah, no, everyone's done a marvellous job with him, and no, it's you know, can't wait for 3 weeks' time.
أداء استثنائي وبأقل مجهود Love Jorah ملك فيكتوريوس يتوج بكأس سمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة بقيادة من الفارس كالم شيبرد اللي قاد الجواد للفوز بكل سهولة بفارق 4 طول. ثقة المضمر جورج سكوت كانت في محلها، ومثل ما قال أن تارجت سمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد آل خليفة هو السباق الأكبر، كأس جلالة الملك المعظم. فبهالانتصار الجميع يثني على قوة هالجواد اللي تطور بشكل كبير في المضمار البحريني، اللي من المؤكد بأنه بيكون من الجياد المرشحة للسباق الأغلى على الجميع. فمن يمتلك جواد بهالمستوى تكون ثقته كبيرة والتارجت أكبر. فهنيئا لمملكة البحرين ولفريق فيكتوريوس على هذا البطل. ومن انتصار البطل Love Jorah في السباق الرئيسي إلى فقرة صدارة الفرسان والملاك. منافسة قوية في صدارة الفرسان، فبعد الانتصارات الثلاثة للفارس جيرالد موسي تمكن معادلة الفارس ستيفن لداج والتفوق عليه بعدد مرات المركز الثاني ليكون على صدارة الفرسان. أما عن صدارة الملاك فبعد تحقيق فريق فيكتوريوس 4 انتصارات في هالأسبوع تمكنوا من الحفاظ على الصدارة برصيد 28 انتصار وبفارق 3 انتصارات عن فريق المحمدية ريسينج. وبكذي أقول لكم وصلنا لختام حلقتنا لليوم، على أمل أن نلقاكم الأسبوع القادم بحلقة جديدة. مع السلامة.